Well, I mean, I was telling the Flow guys, I think you are sleeping on McCreadie. Nobody picked you. But last night the car was impressive. You're always impressive at this track. It seems like everybody knows you from your single stacker win you had here. That was so famous. But race was going good, and it looked like you had a chance.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to start that far back. And tonight was, for me, was a little, depending on, I was in the wrong lane a lot. It seemed like when I was on the bottom lane, it didn't take off. And then if I only had one or two restarts on the top, and the one I did pass a few cars, and the next one, JD kind of slid across Hudson's nose, trying to slide him, and it kind of jerked me up. But, it was okay. We could have easily run fifth once it rubbers like that. So to be able to still get by some guys in the rubber, we'll take it. It's just the only bad thing for me personally is it would have been nice to finish the heat without an issue and actually, not have to pass.
Yeah, I was going to say that. It seemed like you had way more speed than Overton there on the last 5 laps, especially. But you had to come from deep in the field.
He's
whereas
out there at that point, he knows he's. I don't know if he knows how much his lead is, but he can see the board, and once you see there's a lap car behind you, he knows that he doesn't have to make a mistake. So he probably backed it down. I wish the lap car maybe could have saw the board too and realized that I was up under him too, and maybe thought, I think that's kind of what happened with the one car. I think he finally saw that I was there, and he thought, I'll just move out of it. And he finally just moved out of the way. And then I think, if the 10 car could have done the same, who knows? At least you can get with him and fight with him and pressure him instead of, he just kind of putted around the last few laps because he could see where he was at. But that's part of the game, man. We just
need to come from 19th. I was more so representing the heat race because if that heat race goes well, you ain't having to push.
Yeah, we were really good in the heat, and it's just, I don't know, something must have come up off the track, and we've had some servo issues over the years, the last year with some seal problems the company has, and I thought that's what was happening, but it just kept getting worse, and then once it run out of fluid,
was it power steering?
Yeah, these cars, when they don't have fluid in them, you can turn left okay, but you can't pull the wheel back. It's like it locks up. So, I almost got in the wall, and I tried to run as much as I could, and I moved down just to try to, and once Lanigan went by me, I thought, I'm not going to go anywhere, so might as well pull in, make sure it's not the engine, because I saw it was smoking, and just fix it and take our provisional. So, all in all, to do that and come back, that's pretty cool, but it's just... been coming here a long time, and sometimes you don't get. I know it looks like I run up front a lot, but they don't always happen. So you try to take advantage when you can, and we come up one short.
Well, it's still a good sign though, because it was not necessarily a practice for the next 2 days, but you get another shot at it. It looks like you have probably the fastest car in the building.
Yeah,
it looks
it seems to be very maneuverable when guys make mistakes. That doesn't really hurt me as bad, so that's good. Yeah, the speed's good.
It also seems to be the first car that can work on the bottom as well. And that opens up your lane for you.
It does sometimes. And tonight was a little different. They all knew it, and it was a little brown under, but there was a lot of mud, like mud puddles, and guys were kind of dragging the mud puddles out onto the track, and that hurt me. And I don't really want to run down there all the time, but it's when guys are running the top and the middle and you're catching them, what do? You gotta go where they ain't. And I just not. We're listen. I don't know if we're as good as he is now. I never got a chance to race with him, so I know when you start up front on a night like tonight, where you abuse your car a little more than normal, it probably would be better to start up front just because you could conserve and be smooth. And like I tell everybody, you're running every lap hard, but you're running it so much more under control. And when you're back where we're at, you
gotta go.
Well, you're just slipping. You get it run on a guy and you push the throttle down and you spin the tires because you just know that you gotta go. It's just a different mindset. But to come home second with this talent and everybody here, and really when it rubbered, I think in 6th, so that's cool too. That means that we passed some cars when it's hard to pass, and it was some of them guys made mistakes, but like I said, we took advantage when we could.
So for all the people who want the Overton reign to end, can they put some money on the 39 car?
I don't know. It's just the way it goes.
It looks good.
Clint Smith used to always say, well, he still does, when your dial's up, like his dial's up, sometimes you don't know why, and sometimes all you do is you just race, and as the dial stays up, you keep going. Who would have thought, when we were here earlier, he rolled a 0 for the invert, so he starts on the pole. Well, now he has a terrible time trial lap, and I roll a 5, and he starts on the pole. So it's just the way it goes sometimes. When it's your year, it's your year, and we're having a phenomenal year. He's just a tick better, so tomorrow morning we'll get up and try and do it again.
Overton killer. Your new nickname.
Yeah,
it's coming. It's coming.
He's tough. He's a young kid who's tough. I mean, he's very sharp about his car. He knows what he's looking for. And, you know, he's the reason they're fast is because of the work. You got to put the work in. So we'll do it.
We'll see what happens.